Today we're going to cover 9 different leadership styles, and we're going to use Lord of the Rings characters as examples for that.
This will be the death of the hobbits!
I'm McIntire with Major League University, and let's get into this thing. First leadership style is going to be Autocratic, or Sauron.
The Eye of Sauron.
This is basically where the leader is going to make all the decisions. They're going to do it pretty much all by themselves or with a very small group of people. Some pros to this: you get stuff done, right? It's going to happen. It's coming right away. You know what decisions are being made. You're making the decisions. Real downside though, you're not getting input from your team, so your team's going to feel like they're a little bit left out, right? So that can also make your job as a coach or a leader pretty lonely at times. Number 2, Democratic or Elrond leadership style.
Council of Elrond is from Lord of the Rings.
Democratic leaders are pretty much the exact opposite of autocratic leaders. Instead of making all the decisions by themselves, they're taking input from everybody on their team. This type of leadership style will empower team and really boost team morale. On the downside, it can be really slow for this leadership style type to take hold. Laissez-Faire Leadership style or Frodo leadership style.
Frodo?
Mary, it's Frodo Baggins!
Laissez-faire, not to be pronounced laissez, which is kind of how it looks when it's written out. They're a little more hands-off. They know that there are some major things that need to be handled outside of the whole group. They really trust that their group is skilled enough to take care of the things that they need to on their own. It's a really relaxed work environment. The team feels like they're really trusted, right? They can be given the reins. Downsides, if you have a young team, this is not the way to do it. This is great for a team that's been in your system for years and you're the older coach. Can be a little more hands-off. This can really cause trouble for some of the new guys though, because they didn't get that one-on-one coaching or that direct coaching that you've done with all your other upperclassmen. So make sure you do a good job of using this at the right time. There's many times where the fellowship is out fighting the war, fighting the battle, and Frodo and Sam are off like handling business by themselves. These are some of the baddest warriors in Middle Earth. Gandalf, Legolas, who are just slaying everybody. I wouldn't need to coach them up a whole lot either. Let them do their thing, and then I'm gonna go, like Frodo, toss the ring in the fire. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, 20-year-old movie. Number 4, Transformational or Gandalf Leadership. Transformational leadership is the one that a lot of people talk about. You want to be transformational, not transactional. Really focused on the development of the human and their skills while they're with you. Some pros to this style: everyone feels valued, right? They're getting pushed outside their comfort zone. They're feeling like they're getting the attention they need. Some drawbacks: you can overlook some major details in the day-to-days.
The ring is yours now.
Next is going to be the transactional or the Gollum leadership style. Transactional is kind of the opposite of transformational. We're going to be much more focused on goals and results than development. Some positives to this leadership style: super defined structure, and the short-term goals especially are getting hit and very clearly outlined. The downside: people don't feel as valued in this type of leadership style. You're not getting that personal connection. It kind of limits creativity within your team, and not everyone's motivated by monetary rewards. Obviously Gollum we're going to use. He's a little shady character. He's very transactional in his ways. I would say that Smeagol, his like split personality, is probably more servant-based.
But we swore to serve the master.
The power of the ring is just too much, and Gollum usually comes out more often, especially in some key points towards the end. Next is going to be the charismatic or the Aragorn type of leadership.
You have my sword.
Charismatic leaders: charisma, somebody that can talk really eloquently, can say things super cleanly, that doesn't speak like I do.
You stink of horse.
Martin Luther King is a great example. He was one that was able to speak to crowds, rally the troops per se, and get everybody on a common goal and pulling in the right direction. That's what these leaders are great at. You can talk about Skip Bertman at LSU with ESPN Plus, Hold the Rope documentary. I think it's beautiful. Obviously Minnesota football with Row the Boat. There's a little bit of tunnel vision with this. Sometimes our focus is so far in the future, we just want to see these big goals happen. We miss some of the day-to-day stuff, and can also make some of the people that are invested in these goals feel like the day-to-day stuff isn't as important. If you like what you see from this video, be sure to hit a subscribe and follow us. We're going to be putting out things like this all the time. Weekly on Fridays, I think, is the goal for the long form stuff. And of course, shorts throughout the weeks. Number 7, servant or Samwise leadership style.
Samwise the Brave.
They're always trying to put their teammates in the best position for them to succeed, knowing that that's going to help the group as a whole.
Share the load.
Some real pros to this: people feel like they're really valued. You start to gain the respect from your followers, your team, because they know that you're looking out for their best interests. But on the downside, you can kind of forget about yourself a little bit.
Don't leave me here alone.
And it can be extremely draining and get you a little bit burnt out from always being in the trenches while also trying to manage the team. Coming to the end here, number 8. This is a visionary leader, or Galadriel. I might get absolutely roasted by Lord of the Rings fans for that one.
The ending of the world.
The visionary leadership style, this is the leader that's always talking and always focused on those future goals. So like Steve Jobs was a visionary, very clear with where he wanted his company to go. They encourage collaboration, they encourage teamwork, they want everybody to get to that final goal, and they know where they're going. On the positives, this can help a team grow close and help them really see the vision for the future. On the downside, you can miss a lot of today. Make sure we're not sacrificing today for tomorrow. Finally, number 9, the last leadership style is going to be pace setting. Now, I used Lurtz for this one. Fun fact, he was a character that was strictly created for the movies. He doesn't even exist in the book series.
What did you say?
This pace-setting leadership style, this is where people are in the trenches with you and they are just focused on drive, go, 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 and really bring super high energy to your group. But it can be super stressful trying to meet the demands of a coach that are setting such high goals. The deadline doom could be coming.
Deadline doom.
And you don't want people stressing about deadlines all the time. There can be a lack of communication sometimes here at this level. Make sure your communication's super clear and you're driving home the point. So to recap, we gave you the 9 leadership styles today. Compared them to Lord of the Rings characters. The new series is coming out on Amazon Prime. You check out Lord of the Rings and the trilogy if you haven't seen it. My wife saw it for the first time just this last week, all 3 of them. Like I said, I rewatched 9.5 hours for you guys. We'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.